They've changed so much over the last year, I feel it's better to start from scratch than come into it already with a character half loaded out. Hopefully the performance isn't too bad either. Okay, I thought the grass density I'd turned down. So let's just check some of that stuff now. So view distance, we've got epic. Sure. Oh yeah, foliage is low apparently. That looks pretty high for low. Hopefully performance will be okay. They have been making performance improvements over the year because it was always an issue. You used to actually have like a game health sort of metric on screen so you could see. Just grabbing lots of stuff, so hopefully I can make myself some cloth armor soon. Grabbing things does give you experience, and we're wanting to just level up as soon as we can. Oh, that's right, your loadout is in... It's not actually in your inventory anymore, it's in like your dropship inventory, is it? Yeah, there we go, dropship cargo. So we need to take out all of this stuff. Okay, now we can put... Oh yeah, Enviro suit's on already, cool. It's got 2 suit modules, we kind of only need 1. We'll just equip all of this stuff. So we want that. There, I think. Pickaxe, axe, so utility things there. Bow. Then we've got our secondary knife. That's pretty much just... I don't know, we'll use that first and foremost? No, we'll use that later. Because it's extra yield, so we'll use that when we're skinning things that we really want. We can just chuck it in 5 for now, to be honest. Get it out of the main inventory. Cool, crafting. So we can make the stone stuff. It can be useful to have just stone axe, especially for just mining literal stone. Because you don't care about the increased yield, and you don't want to affect the durability of your good pickaxe. Just doing basic stuff. Ice water we already know, apparently, even though we have no way of making a thermos. That's amusing. So, where are we going? There's the lake just down here. I like that the map is pre-filled out when you're playing in the open world, so you can just see where everything is. I might even be able to remember where some of the caves are. So this is the lake with the big island. The lake up here is really good because there's an underground cave with a ton of resources. At least there used to be. I assume that's still the same. Big island is nice. I do like the small island, but big island gives us a little bit more range. A little bit more room to grow. Grab some oxide. We're going to need to rely on a lot of that for the first while, because we're not going to be able to make anything to fill our oxygen tank. Yeah, stamina is also going to be a big issue to start with. Keep wanting to sprint everywhere. Large deer. Of course, we also want to learn how to make arrows. That'll be one of the first things we research, probably. I mean, we can also just run after it with a knife, I guess, but... Oh, that's the island over there, of course. Let's put it down here, then. Swim, swim, swim. Jump. So we kind of want to clear off a good area on here, so that we have a place to put our base. So let's clear off all of the underbrush. Oh, a wolf. Hi. Let's just do that. That's what gets you the absolute best experience, quite frankly. Is just killing things. Brutal, but kind of fair enough. Should have used my better knife on that, to be honest, to maximize the amount of furs I get from that, because that's always in short supply when it comes to making beds and such. Okay, inventory. We can actually socket that in here, I believe, can't we? Yeah, because there's no point having our tank actually in there yet. Until we have something to put in it. Lots of undergrowth. We get a minor amount of XP just for harvesting all of this stuff. Berries are always nice. I don't want to plant berry bushes nearby. Because that gives you... Actually, we should put that down here. Gives you a bit of a buff. Oh yeah, so talents. There's so much to learn on the talents. I don't really know where to start on these. But I feel that just something like movement speed or the health are just good things to have all the time. We also need to not die. Hi. Just gonna run straight into them. Just, you know, critical hit on the head, one shot kill generally. Where did I put my other knife? 5. There we go. We'll be level 2 in no time. So I guess they swim over onto this island. So that's going to be something I have to be mindful of. That's the advantage of the small island on the lake further south. As it's kind of cliff edge. It's hard for everything to get onto it. You can make yourself a little bridge sort of thing. Make it easy for you to get on it. But it makes it harder for everything else. Which is kind of nice. So we're going to have to be more mindful of predators here. Of course, they've got half health because we're playing on easy. So, where were we? Talents. We could probably leave talents to an extent. Actually, increased stamina is the more must-have because that's more useful for a lot more things. The whole increased move speed while carrying corpses thing is kind of annoying that it's on the pathway because that's... I don't care about that really. Leather to rope is handy though. Increased leather from skinning could be handy later. Nothing else in this tree is hugely useful, to be honest. It's mostly just the stamina regen, but then we get that from the solo tree. So, increased move speed, increased base stamina. Oh, no points available in solo tree yet. Okay, never mind. Increased stone from mining. I assume that eventually... well, decreasing stone weight in inventory isn't nice. Yeah, there we go. Yield from metal deposits. That's nice to have. Wood from felling is also nice. You don't have to chop down as much stuff. Inventory weight capacity. Ah, there we go. Now that is percentage based. It's not just the 5 kilos from the other thing. We'll need a campfire. We'll need a bedroll. Let's just grab the things that we'll definitely need. We need to unlock wood bow so that we can unlock arrows. That's fine. Oh, that's right. We can't go back once we've chosen. There's no like confirm or anything yet. Still, that's something that people have been complaining about for a long time, but still nothing. I'll be happy if there's more wolves coming onto the island, to be honest, so that I can continue to just level up that way. It's so much easier. There's also a deer over here, I noticed, that seems to be having a bit of difficulty. There we go. Oh, okay, that was drinking instead of skinning, that's fine. It's hard to chase them down, but once they're in water, they're easy pickings. Driftwood. There we go. More berries. Kind of like this big outcropping here. we can build up against it. So this is where you use the stone pickaxe for the oxite, because there's so much of it around, it's not nearly as scarce as the precious minerals. We do have a solo point now. You also used to have to think so much more about your talents because there were fewer of them, it was more scarce, but I think they've opened it up a lot more. Which I have two minds about. Increased move speed is also really good, but stamina is just so useful. As is carry weight. Encumbrance penalty, don't care about that, just don't get encumbered. Forehead. So stone arrow, bone arrow we need to be level 5 for, that's fine. What else do we really care about? I mean, a wood hammer is nice for upgrade and repair. There's the oxidizer. So, we can start getting our cloth armor as well. I should start doing that. Craft. We have enough things for a bedroll, so that's good. I'm just going to make that so that I don't have to worry about losing track of the furs. And we can make some stone arrows. So we've got something to fire with our bow at least. We have a lot of things. Of course, I just remembered the play is to make a ton of bandages. That's right. Clear out that oxide first. Cool. What's our next play then? We still can't build an actual house yet. Actually, what I can do though is if I hollow out, I think I can attack this. Or maybe I can't. No, this is the wrong sort of stone. I can't actually eat into that. It's too hard. But for starters, I can just hollow myself out a little area inside here, so when night comes, or a storm comes, I can shelter. It's always a good start to just hollow out a rock. Gives you a very good first base. Basic survival tips. Then we can get a campfire going so we can start cooking some food. Which is very important. And pertinent to the fundraise. So low-key charity stream, but we've got the overlays up. We're trying to get some awareness and raise some funds as part of the Thankmas campaign. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do follow-up streams on this as well. Today's just the main event essentially, so last year I wanted to do the same thing and actually stream on the day everyone else was doing stuff, but yeah, there was a lot else going on, medical stuff with my daughter and stuff. This year, it's so far, touch wood, it's currently stable, but you never can tell. So we're taking advantage of the fact that we can stream and do in one. But we're raising money for the, what's the name of the completely mind blanked on the, World Central Kitchen, that's the one, World Central Kitchen. I was trying to think of what I could remember the acronym, but I can remember the components of it. It's World Central Kitchen. And they turn up when there's been things going wrong, natural disasters, non-natural disasters like certain countries invading other countries, and they just get people on the ground, liaise with local providers, and try and distribute food to those who need it. Because that's a pretty crucial thing in times of need, in times of crisis. The last thing you want when everything's coming down around you is to also be hungry on top of it. So it's a pretty important cause. So hopefully we can do our bit. The lighting is weird. I would have expected it to be darker in here. I do have the settings turned down weirdly, so that's probably part of the reason. But the shadows should look much nicer and much more real. Oh yeah, you can poke your head through things. If the mesh is thin enough. That's handy because then you can have a quick peek around and see what's going on. So we might be able to stick our bedroll down here. Hopefully it'll be considered sheltered. There's no guarantees. That's clipping weirdly. Let's get rid of a bit more of this lower level stuff so it doesn't have any collision issues. I'm very surprised I have not become over encumbered yet with the amount of stone I have been mining. Okay, so that's as good as it's going to get. Set spawn point. Good, it's considered sheltered in there. That's good. And now we can make ourselves a campfire. And we can start cooking some of this meat. We're already losing some of it. And we can have the berries to keep ourselves going as well. Let's just pop that down around here. Load it up with some sticks. And chuck some meat in there. Let's get that going while we're busy doing other things. First priority is always setting up your first little place to sleep. Because when night comes, you don't really want to be out at night in this game. Nighttime's scary. We really want to do some more hunting as well. We do have some arrows now. And a pretty good bow. So we can start doing some hunting things. See if we can find some more wolves because they give really good XP. I believe you can also put pins down somehow. I think you can only put one down at a time though. They really need the Valheim system where you can just have unlimited pins on the map. Chamois over there. Not going to try for the long shots. It's been too long, I'm not going to get healing. I'd say the grass cover is certainly a lot more intense, even on low, than I remember it being. Can I sneak up on this large deer? Hi. Oh, we get the kill cam and everything. Good. Should probably actually just leave that to attract predators. Are you stuck, Mr. Chamois? Not quite, but you're very stupid. So that's handy. Furs and leathers are pretty premium early on. And yeah, this is pretty brutal with the hunting, but hey, this is a survival game. You gotta kill to survive sometimes. How are we at with our encumbrance, actually? Oh, not even halfway there. We've picked up a lot of stuff, but it's all been really light stuff. Make sure we stay topped up with our oxygen. That's the downside of using just the direct oxides, is it's quite inefficient. You burn through it really fast, but it is super plentiful. Once you can start filling up your oxygen tanks, that lasts you forever. Okay, so here's the rain. So we're going to start getting a bit of exposure from that if we're not careful. Head back to our campfire. It's going to put our fire out, unfortunately, but it should have a decent amount of meat on it already. It's complete. There's a rabbit down here. You're stuck on terrain. I'll take advantage of that. If I can. Yep. You're not going to get me much XP or anything, but every little bit does help. And bones are good once we can start making arrows out of them. Now, it's a strange thing to want, but I'm actually kind of wanting to come across more predators. Nice. We've still got it. We're running out of just inventory slots, which is a bit of a worry. Gamey meat. Can I even cook that on a normal campfire? I think I probably need somewhere else, something else to use that with. Oh, there's a wolf. Ah. I'm used to the arrow drop in Valheim, which is significant. The bow that I'm using in this is much better. I might be able to find my arrow? Yes. Not that I need to, I've got plenty of them. So that's another level, which is nice. Yeah, I'm starting to get exposure now, so this is where storms come into it. You actually suffer from exposure if you're out in them too much. The severity of the storms should be lower because we're playing with an easy modifier, but... Now, did you finish cooking everything? No, but you've been forced out. We can dump all of that in there and then take all of the stuff out. Put that down here, frees up the space. Cool. That's fine. How are we off for sticks? Can I free up a... Yes, I can. Perfect. So we've freed up an extra slot as well. And then we can just crouch in here and get out of the exposure for now while we review our options. So we want basic bandage. Not only is that handy if you get injured, it's also a good way of farming experience. And we probably want some... what's the ones that give the best? Legs and head give the best. And once we get the set bonus, then we'll also have plus 5% movement speed, which is really nice. So now we can just craft a ton of bandages. Now, great thing about this game is you can actually just leave and do other stuff while you're making that. So it's less weight capacity and more slots that I need at the moment, but that's fine. I think we just keep going down that road. No solo points yet. I think we just get that every second level or something. Oh, yeah. See, the wind affects the terrain as well, so that's why being in a rock is quite good, because it's quite protected. Kinda takes at this a little bit, because there's a lot of trees falling down in what's a pretty mild storm, realistically. So it's, what, 80 XP for each craft? That's pretty insane. And then what you can do is you wait until that all finishes. And then you can deconstruct them all and do it again. You get half the materials back when you deconstruct, so it's not like an infinite XP. But it kind of may as well be. Now we can go here again and go max. Now we can make 15, where before we made 30. It's kind of insane that they didn't fix that, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just an early game strategy. The amount of XP you get from it is so immaterial later on. It's also nothing compared to the amount that you get just from killing a wolf or something. The incentive is still there to go out and do things more efficiently. But when you're just sitting around sheltering from a storm, it's really handy to be able to do this. We're also running out of inventory space at the moment, but what you can also do is create a campfire. We've already got a campfire, why are you creating another, you might ask? Well, campfires do not take damage from the environment. But you can also freely repair things for minimal effort. Unfortunately, not the case. Oh, and repair bench we can with the with the dropship things now. Repair bench is quite high tech though. We won't get there for a long time. But yeah, campfires do not take damage from the environment. Excuse me. So that means you can just slap an extra campfire down and just use it as storage. You just use it as a small storage chest, basically. So we can just stick some spare sticks in there. We've got a ton of leather we can chuck in there. And some extra bones. And there we go, we've just emptied our inventory out. And I have no idea whether or not I can cook this gamey meat on here. I thought it used to give an indication of what recipes... Oh, here we go. Yep, gamey meat. Cool. So we actually want that to take priority. It's going to go out again in short order, probably. Actually, it's pretty low level rain now, so it should be fine. It does it just in order of operation, so once it's started on this one, it should finish these off first before moving on to the standard meat. Charcoal just stacks up. You do eventually use charcoal for things, but for now it's not hugely useful. Righty-ho. There we go, there's the first one of those, which we're just going to eat straight away. Things also decay over time, but once they get down to the kind of yellow or red, you just eat the top one off the stack, and it refreshes everything underneath it. It's kind of broken, but, you know, it's a simplification. It's a decay system. It's kind of nice that it doesn't do it based on every single thing in the stack, because that would be really tedious. Right, so we don't actually need to sleep yet, but what we can do is the storm handily, or helpfully, destroyed a lot of trees, so we can now pick these up. Chopping wood is not bad experience. 104 for each bit that we chop, and then I think we even get experience for actually picking up the resource as well. No, we don't. Only the ones that were around it. Still, decent experience for chopping the trees. And you're going to use a lot of wood later. For now, we're not going to have much need of it. You don't really want to put wood on the fire at this point, because sticks are so abundant when you're just clearing off the undergrowth. But later on, just the fuel density of wood is quite nice, because you don't need to fill it up as much. And you do have a surplus of wood later. But for now, you kind of want to keep it aside for when you're able to start building wooden houses. So, how many more were there? Actually, chopping a tree down is also not difficult, but hey, the storm did it for me, so I may as well take advantage of that. It's always a good idea to clear a bit of an area around where you're intending to build, because later on, if you're wanting to chop down trees, you don't want them falling on your house, because it does do damage. It will also do damage to you if you're in the way, as you'd expect, and you can suffer from a concussion. Encumbrance warning. That's fine. Okay. There's this one as well. We're at the other end this time, I guess. Pop, 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 pop. Awesome. Alright, so we want to chop down like this tree, for example, at some point as well. Clear off this undergrowth, because that can catch fire when there's lightning storms. I don't know if I'll get lightning storms on easy mode. I assume I probably still will. I don't remember seeing much about the weather severity being changed. So you always know how to make a wood pile immediately, which is really handy. Because again, they also don't take any damage from the terrain. Do weigh a ton though. But we can just start stacking up some wood here. It's also true that you can just create another campfire and stick all of the wood inside that campfire. So we're actually going to do that because it's easier. It's ludicrous, but it's easier. So we can actually stick the campfire on top of that, so we know what's in there. And then we can just load it full of wood. And it's actually a bonus stack when it comes to wood specifically, because it expects you to use it as fuel. So that's kind of fun. Let's pick up all of these. Annoying that it doesn't put it straight onto my hotbar. That's alright. You can see how quickly sticks get worked through in terms of fuel, but we've got a ton of them, so it really doesn't matter. You can also just put more in there. I think it feeds straight through. I can't remember. Either way, it's useful just as a place to store it for now. Cool. Let's make a bunch more bandages, because why not? I think that the density of bandage making is better than making like the equivalent armor. I mean, let's test the theory. So it's 80 per bandage, which is 40. This is 120. So if we make that, it should be 240. What is it? 276. Okay, never mind. This is actually better. I guess these don't stack, so it's not as good in that regard, but 276, yeah. And then you can still do exactly the same strategy, just destroying them and making more. And now we can only make one of them. I mean, we're almost at level 3. It's also becoming dark, so let's just harvest more fiber, and we can continue doing that. Basically just completely clear off this island. Okay, one thing I was also going to do is, if I just quickly go foliage, I'm just wondering if it's kind of stuck weirdly. If we go high, okay, and now let's set it back to low. Don't know if that's different or not. It seems like a lot more than it used to, but that's fine. Obviously a lot of it is actually just these bushes and stuff until you clear them away. Then just a lot of clutter. So arguably deforestation in this regard is better for game performance as well. Fewer shadows that you have to worry about. And you can see predators coming more easily if you clear the undergrowth. You know, if a wolf turns up, then it's not going to be hiding in a bush. I kind of like how in this you do have the item highlighting, you also have like the animal identification icons when they're close to you and stuff. And it makes more sense in this style of game, because yeah, it's a survival game, you can say, ah, but my immersion. But you're in a spacesuit essentially, or an environment suit, so it's bound to have a head-up display, right? So all of what you're looking at on the screen, you can consider, this is my head-up display in my helmet. And of course it's going to have like a low-range threat detection and analysis sort of package. Almost level 4. We're probably going to have to go hunt something to get to level 5. That's a little ways off. I like that you get just a token bit of experience from just picking things up as well. It's certainly not much, but hey, it's enough to make us go up a level. There you go. Just hoover up everything. Alrighty. Almost time to head back to our campfire to rest for the night. Does skip forward time, which is nice. Using our axe on these small things, you can gather them by hand, but I believe by gathering by hand you get more fibers, less sticks, but by using the axe you get more sticks. Honestly, I'm not sure which I actually want more of at this point, to be fair, because I already have a ton of sticks, as evidenced by this. Okay, how are we going here? Nice, pretty good. We've actually got too much stuff. But that's fine. We can eat. And let's just back in here a bit. And we'll just craft some more armor. We can't fit much in our inventory. That's the downside to doing this strategy instead of the bandages, I guess. Is because they don't stack. You can't make as many of them. But it does also blitz through a stack of fiber much quicker. I wish there was a shortcut that you could use with, like, Alt-click or something to make these disappear faster, to destroy them faster. So, tick tree, we can get the rest of our armor and get our movement speed bonus. I want that. Not sure how much I actually want from this stuff at the moment. Level 5 is where we're really wanting to kind of bank some blueprints so we can start making a house. Talents. We've now got another solo talent. We can already skip through and increase stamina regeneration instead of the maximum. Wood from... oh, mining ore deposits. There we go. That's an extra percentage yield there. That's good. Wood, stone, and fiber yields. Meh. Decrease thirst cost. It's annoying that this is a prerequisite for this. Things weigh less in inventory. That's really handy. Another weight capacity. And all of this stuff is additive as well. Hedgehogs do more damage. Nice. Buildables way less. Increased XP gain. I don't... by the time you get there, you don't need more XP. It's stupid that that's further down. Those sorts of talents I don't even like there being talents for. Doesn't make much sense to me. Yields from hunting could be nice. I'm just trying to see what I want to work my way towards. Extra damage could be nice, especially just bonus arrow damage. Reload speed as well is nice. Melee damage we don't care about though, so yeah. For now, stamina regen is actually really good because that is useful for all our utility as well. Chopping trees, mining, all of that stuff. So we've got our weight capacity. We don't care about encumbrance penalty that much. If we take one tick in this, I don't care about exotics weights either. But one tick in this allows us to move to the next stage. Then we could decrease weight, potentially. Turning wood into sticks. That feels pretty niche. I'm not sure that matters too much. Chopped wood placed in inventory is handy, but not that handy. The decreased weight of things in your inventory is really nice to work towards. That said, as we've seen, there is better ones in the solo tree. So maybe we actually want to work on some of these other things. Things like these tool ones I feel really handy. Durability loss on pickaxes, so that way your fancy axe that you bring down from the space station doesn't wear out as fast. That's really nice. Also just increased damage and mining radius. So I think we'll work towards those now. I probably shouldn't have bothered getting these, to be perfectly honest, but it's nice to have the extra boost on those regardless. Okay, crafting. Where were we? little bit of lack of efficiency there. Getting to the point where we just want to sleep away the night as well. Unfortunately, we don't have an easy thing to make with sticks other than arrows. Making tons of bone arrows, or even stone arrows really, just making a ton of them and then destroying those as well. It's also a nice fast way of ripping through things, so we can do that. How much is it per arrow? 9 per arrow. So you know, it's 90 per 10, so that'll be a 270 XP, so it's basically the same as what we were doing with the chest armor. Oh, that's right, I was meant to fill out the rest of my armor anyway, so let's do that. So we need leg armor. Oh no, we have leg armor. We need arm armor, and feet. And that should give me the whole set. Nice. So now we should have our plus 5% speed bonus. Yeah. Fantastic. And we have a ton of sticks still. That's the thing, is talent to turn wood into sticks. Not what I'd call useful or necessary. Let's sleep the night away. Just fast forwards it through to 7 AM, exit bed. Is it still merrily burning away? We are now onto the last stack though. That's a lot of charcoal. We can also deactivate this now. Since we're not actively cooking anything, we don't want to just keep it going unnecessarily. Okay, next step. We need to get to level 5. This already has a ton of everything, doesn't it? Yeah. That's fine. Let's do some hunting. We don't need to do exploring, because we already know the map. What we do want is to ideally find some wolves, because they give good fur as well, which you do need quite a lot of later. Oh, hello. That was easier than expected. Oh, we've got the stringy meat. It's their equivalent of the gamey meat, I guess. It's deer over there. There's more fruit around than I remember there being generally. That's kind of handy. Well, every which way we go, we've got to swim across. Ah, but that bit is shallow enough that we can jump across, so that's nice, because swimming is slow. The area was about to expire. Can't remember exactly where all the caves are. I did make myself a little map at one point, but we'll try not to reference that too much. I believe there might have been one over this way. But either way, just general rule of thumb is any of these sort of rocky outcrops and the edges of the valleys are places to check for caves. Not that we can really do anything with things in caves yet, but I can at least scout out and remind myself where they are. How are we off oxide, actually? 17. Decent. So this particular bit doesn't have anything. And then it's just a small one further along. Yeah, that seems unlikely. Don't usually get them with the small ones, but maybe. No. Some sulfur so we can make a torch and stuff once we unlock those. But for now, we're just hoping to find some predators. Downside of playing on easy mode, I guess. They're easier to kill, but they're harder to find. There we go. Audio cue, you can hear Here one coming along. So I heard a wolf. Love the atmospheric music in this game as well. It's there, but it's not overpowering. It's just a nice background fill. I want to avoid sprinting too much when we go into dangerous places in case we need to run away from something like a bear. But that said, we've got plenty of health from our food buffs that we could probably survive a bear. Okay, I'm sorry dear, but you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm getting tired of looking for wolves. Oof, right in the eye. Take all. I also don't want to go too far away from my base just for the sake of hunting for something. There's a wolf. They do get attracted by kills if you leave a dead deer hanging around. So I probably should actually do that. I'm just really compulsive about grabbing the resources as soon as I've done it. Need to be not quite as altered. So if I just leave you, are we going to get some wolves coming in? It used to be pretty immediate, which was kind of ludicrous, so hopefully it's not quite as intense this time. Yeah, there we go. I can see one jumping and coming down this way. There's no, like, wind indicator or anything like that. Be nice if there was. It doesn't spawn in extras, I don't believe. It just has a certain radius. There we go. Level 5. Now we can start making some wood things. Those are always nice as well. Windows, not so bothered about. And then bow and arrows. Don't think anyone else is coming along to this party. Okay. Skin this one so I'm not accidentally attacking it. So now what we can do is destroy all of those arrows and make a ton of bone arrows. Which do quite a lot more damage. 54 to 60 instead of 31 to 35. They basically double. And much lower projectile break chance, you're more likely to be able to recover them, and also higher critical damage, which is nice. Cool. What do we want? We want to eat that one, and we're actually full on eating now, but we'll refresh that buff as well. And now we want to head back towards the island again. So we can actually start building a little house. We have lots of wood there already waiting for us. Construction is another way of leveling up. You get XP for building base elements as well, which is nice. Again, it's not a huge amount, but every little bit helps. And we definitely want to get back, because it's a storm. It's only rain. The first few days you just get like wind and rain, and it's not that bad. I heard a wolf. But, nah, it's fine. We've got quite a while before the rain actually kicks in. You know, if you're just going to stand there and watch... May as well give me some extra experience points. Oh. See if that's attracted the wolf poodle that was hanging around. Yep. See it. You're next. There's another one. Oh, hang on. Ah. I still had one stone arrow left, and then I used it, and it doesn't automatically swap to the next. Which is kind of annoying. Now, it means I haven't harvested the other one yet either. Okay, here it is. If you get too distracted by killing other things coming in, they can just kind of cascade, and you just end up getting swarmed by a ton of them. Because they just keep on coming if they're around. Exhibit A. But if you're quick, then it's fine. Now, our cloth armor is pretty basic, but it does give us a small amount of exposure protection. Which should actually be enough, pretty much, to get us back to base without having to worry about taking damage from exposure. Back to where we want to build our base, but you know what I mean. Though the exposure does ramp up in the red parts, which are coming up, and we also don't want to get hit by falling trees. And it's that red part that gets a bit intense. Stamina regeneration during a storm is also slowed, so you can't sprint as much. There is a talent to reduce the effect of that, but I'm not sure I really care about taking it. Things like that that are really circumstantial just feels a bit kind of meh. But then I am out in storms quite a lot because I don't like to just stay indoors just because it's raining. Time to get inside. So, crafting, we're just going to make a ton of bow and arrows. And those are 52 XP each instead of the 9 that a stone arrow was, so that's a worthwhile investment. And things like sticks and bones and stuff are so easy to come by. The leather is the main component, but if you're working your way through wolves and stuff, you're going to get a ton of that as well. So we don't actually have any extra bone aside, so that's all we've got now. That there. We can also just make stone arrows again, just to use up our stone. And then we can just get rid of them and just get half back. That's fine as well. Okay. Okay, that little bit of stone there is bugging me. There we go. So this we don't have much in at the moment. Let's not burn the wood. Let's just put some sticks in. And then put in the stringy meat on that one. We're going to put the gamey meat and some of that in that one. Take the leather out so it has a place for charcoal. And then on this one, we're going to put in the rest of this. Just activate that. And we're going to destroy those. The off meat is useful. You can use it for stuff later on, but it's not that useful. Cool. Then we've just got all of those on the go. You don't need to worry about coming back and checking on them to actually take the meat off or anything like that, like you do in the likes of Valheim or anything. So that's kind of handy. Cool. Alrighty, now, Now for the complicated bit, that's building an actual base. So what we're going to do is swap out this for sticks and leather because we want the wood. That should be plenty. Still need the fibers because that's what kind of sticks things together. You're still cooking. You're finished. Let's turn you off. Cool. So, how do we want to build this house? That's the next question. It's always tricky. So what I kind of want to do is I'm actually going to move these back here because I like to have these laid out because then I can just hit the button and it'll make a new one. I'm tempted to leave my bedroll in there for now, to be honest, simply because it's safer. I don't need to worry about my base getting destroyed and me no longer having a place to sleep. So I might just leave that there, but I can make it a little bit safer potentially by putting a wall and a door across there. Let's actually make a wall as opposed to a floor. Oh, I've got to... That's right, I've got to have it slightly higher. It's just a bit annoying. Just press the button. That's awkwardly snapped. Okay. I actually want to deconstruct that. Get it back. What's the thing? Reset focus grid end. There we go. I forget exactly how it works in terms of how you set up the grid. I think I've got to look like a certain way. Like if I look towards it, then it should bring it back towards me, I think. So if I do that, yeah, just like that. It's on the meat. That's hilarious. Cool. So we can do another one. That's wider than I remember everything being, but okay. Yeah, no, that is it. Then we can do like that. To have a massive... That's far too big. I just want that lower down, and unfortunately I don't think I can. Never mind. Is there something else I could do? No, not really. Oh well, that's fine. We can then just put a little, like, roof bit going back. So that's where we have the floor. We just use that as a roof. So it just kind of shades it a bit more. So we don't need to worry about accidentally mining away a bit more of the rock or anything. Okay. I mean, you do kind of want to have it slightly elevated off the ground. So that's our little backup sleeping area. And in fact, we can then do... Oh, we didn't learn roof yet. That's right. That's fine. We don't need it yet. I will put a little canopy over there as well at some point. So, let's bring this back here. I think I want to view out over the lake towards the mountains, ideally. So I want the front of the house to be facing this way. I'm just going to get rid of this entire pile at some point. We can actually just freely move things, which is nice. Just go whoop. And then it just drops everything that was in it as storage just onto the ground. Just do that, and then we can just take all and then put it all back. Unfortunately, you can't pick it up, including the contents, but that would be a bit broken. That's fine. And then we can also pick up the wood pile. Right. Next stage. So we can cover over this whole area of swampy goodness. Sure, things used to build faster. It feels slow. Not quite sure how big I want this yet, but I've got lots of wood, so there's not really any reason not to make it big. It does mean more to have to, more to have to repair. You know what? You can stay out there, that's fine. I do like having a little covered veranda, so... And to start with, it's just going to have a flat roof. Hosts don't take damage from the environment as well, which is nice. So you can just kind of lay out all of the beams and stuff without having to worry about... Because these are what you make bridges and stuff out of. You don't really have to worry about them degrading in storms. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total. Okay, I can make tons, it turns out. Let's make 11 of them. Rather than just doing one place. And then we can actually queue up some more bits as well, like we want about 6 of those, I think, to start with. Actually, no, double that, we want 12. Ah, we don't have enough for 12. Okay, so 6 to start with gives us a couple of rows. We've got a lot of trees that blew down in the storm to cut out as well, so that'll give us a bit more. Don't need to put the support beams in the middle of the house structure necessarily, but just gives a little bit more structural integrity, which is nice. So we've finished making these floor elements, so now we can go here. And then we're just going to use that as the roof for now as well. I think I probably want to go 3 wide at some point, and then have these be a little kind of mezzanine along the side as well, and have it be 2-story. That would be kind of nice. It'll take a little while to get there. Now I thought some trees came down in the storm. Have they, like, degraded and disappeared already, have they? Must have. Level up. Nice. So what we probably want to do then is forget whether or not the direction that you chop. Yeah, I think it will usually fall away from you, all else being equal. Okay, so what are we doing with talents anyway? So that is level 2. It doesn't look like... Oh, these are unleveled, and then that... first chevron is at that level. Gotcha. Okay. So we don't really care about increasing pickaxe melee damage any further. The stamina cost would be nice. Reduced stamina cost. But I don't care that much. I can always get it all the way down there, but I don't care that much on that either. We end up with a ton of stamina, so it's not a big deal. The main thing is to get durability loss reduced and increase the mining radius. Okay, because this is where we get extra stamina from. Only function in playing solo? I pretty much only play solo, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so... we don't care about that tree pretty much at all. See animal health bars? Don't really care. Arrow damage would be nice, but it's not crucial. Don't care about hedgehogs. It's this one that we're working towards. Buildables weighing less, so we can just move around with a base with us if we need to. Harder to detect when sneaking is also kind of nice. The amount of running you do, I do like increased movement speed. I don't like that it doesn't really contribute to anything else. Reduced damage is nice though. We want reduced damage more than we want that. We want the ore yield. Oh, that is the ore yield. Damn it. Okay, so we're going to have to take at least that to get that. Maybe we just don't. Maybe we don't actually care. Let's start on some movement speed. It's nice moving faster. More stamina is nice, but we're not in a desperate situation with that at the moment. It's always that balance between whether or not you max out a particular node in such a tree immediately, or you kind of diversify and then concentrate. I'd rather, in many ways, would rather have smaller incremental bonuses, and then they eventually compound. So, rather than worrying about... How many of these do I need? I only need 8 of these. No, actually I do need another 4 more, I guess. 6 more. Yeah. Just trying to think of a house design. 6 more. Gonna need more fiber too, actually. This is where the exploit of like making armor and deconstructing it early on is kind of bad, because you are going to use that fiber later, but it's also so easy to come by more later on. It's not the end of the world at all. I was hoping to be able to get rid of a stack of leather this way, but still going to have a little bit. Okay, so what we're thinking is we bring this out an extra layer. I didn't think about that for the veranda. Okay, I'm going to need more. That's fine. I need 4 more. I guess we can... Yeah... Just trying to think of how to do the roof out front. We're probably going to have a balcony on the back too, to be perfectly honest. But not immediately. Okay. So now we need a ton of floors. Well, we can only make 5 of them. And then we actually need more fiber. More than we need more wood. It's interesting. So time to go hoover up some more of these. And we'll need to chop down some more trees too. Cool. That'll probably do us for now. And we want to clear away these trees from the house before... I think they're weakened by the storm. Clear these away from the house before they come down in the storm and damage it. Keep our stamina buffs up. Cool. That's a lot more wood. That can keep us going a bit longer. Let's just do 9 for now. I'll probably need all of those that it wanted to make, but just in case. There. There. We also are going to need a lot of walls. So you can already see it kind of coming together a bit. Oh, we have one extra. Well, that's all good. So I don't really want to put that here yet. Actually, no. That, I think that works out quite well. Maybe not. Into here, go up there. It means we need another one above there. Is that going to be too claustrophobic? Because if I have a staircase here, I need to not knock my head on this bit here. We can do like half floors as well. You have to make a full floor piece, unfortunately, but then you can... Oh, okay, no, I need to unlock it first. Well, whatever. We'll do that for now and hope that... I mean, I can just put a ladder or something instead of anything else. I have blueprint points. I need to use those. So, what I'm thinking is I need the ramp, and then you can get... I see, there's the half pieces. Yeah. So I guess I'll get that now, and I'll also get stairs. So... this is where I need to deconstruct that. Crafting. So we can do half piece instead. And just do it like that. The boards are gonna go the wrong way though. Oh. That bothers me unreasonably. That's disappointing. Well, this top level at least. The bottom level might remain the same. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Yeah, I'm sure I'll use a beam eventually. You know what? With how stairs and stuff look, I'm probably going to want them to match as well. So I'm probably going to have to redo the floor as well. I didn't really think that properly. It's fine. It's fine, I guess. It's fine. Now it's night time. Still haven't finished my house. Too ambitious. Okay. Now we do it all this way instead. And I don't have a roof, so it's going to start taking some damage, but oh well. This is where I wanted to have these go up here as well, so I do actually want an extra one of these here. Okay. And then, you know what, for now this can just go like that. It looks ugly, but... Alright. Let's destroy that. Let's eat this quickly before it goes off. I need a lot more wood now for the walls. Just having the second story bit should count in terms of exposure protection at least. Even before I get the walls up. I can also make a hammer to be able to repair things if I need to. That's a lot of wood. So now, let's make some walls, shall we? 12 of them? Yeah? At least. So now... Front door. Windows maybe? Yeah, one. Around the sides, don't really need any. Yeah, that's taking a bit of damage. Ooh, hello, what the hell was that? Oh, that was a tree falling. Of course, one of the ones that I didn't chop down is the one that falls over. Well, that'll have done a little bit of damage. Yeah. Weep. Get out of the way. A little bit dark. Should probably just sleep at this point. It's always darker when there's storms. Actually, it used to not be. It used to be darker when there wasn't storms. Oh, that's inconvenient. Fine. There's that other tree. It's one last one that I probably want to get rid of as well. Okay. Stairs. And this will also be for all of the roofs as well, of course. Stairs. And going up. Lovely. Am I actually targeting the right thing? It's hard to tell. There we go. There we go. I think that's everything, but it's really hard to see. Okay, I need to make a hammer now. I hadn't made one previously. There we go. Everything else is pretty good, looks like. Yeah, it was just those. The beams didn't even take any damage, it was just the floors up the top. That's fine. Cool. And this is considered shelter. We can also make a door. Don't actually know how to make windows yet, but we've just got the window placements. This way's good. Cool. So we can theoretically shift our bedroll in here. Kind of need to wait for the rain to finish before we can set our fires going again. We need to cover up these at some point. It is something you can do. You just need to be careful that it doesn't burn down the house when you do it. But we can set up a little fire area over here. You can also get the blueprints for the other elements. Now, if I have the roof going all the way up here, is that going to be too much? Like, will I be able to walk along here? That's one way to find out. So, roof. Snapping, please. Okay, there. Yeah, then we can't walk along there, which kind of defeats the purpose. That's a shame. Could do like little half bits. Yeah, it's awkward. Or we can push the roof up one more layer, but that makes it really tall, which is kind of absurd. Not sure if you can snap it to half pieces. Oh, we need more fibers again. Well, it stopped raining, so that means that we can put some sticks in here and light the fire again. And then we can sleep. And then we can deactivate that. Cool. A lot easier to see in the daytime. So we need more fibers. And we'll need more wood as well. Okay, so how big do we want this place to be straight away? But it's always easier just to make it as big as you want it immediately, rather than having to worry about expanding it later. You can expand it quite easily, of course, it's not that big a deal, but I guess it doesn't matter if we just go up another layer, does it? Not really. Fairly sure in terms of structural integrity we're all good. We haven't actually had to put any cross beams or anything in yet. So, except for the front, we can always have the front be lower. We can do roof, can we do roof corners? I think we have to research that, don't we? That's a separate thing. Yeah, wood roof corner is a separate thing, which is annoying because I feel that it should just be part of the main roof. Oh, but that's right, because it uses less materials, so it gives you the separate option. But it does mean you need to spend the extra points. I mean, we can just do something rough to start with, and then worry about doing it better later. It's also fine. So I'm thinking if we have this go up another layer, and meet at an apex up above all of this, then we can just have this go like that to meet it. And there'll just be like a little, but then there'll be a hole, which is not ideal. Or you can do like that, but then you have to have a whole wall going up. But I guess you would anyway, so I guess that's fine. Yeah, you can just do that. Okay, so I need a lot more posts again. Honestly, 13 is probably about right. I need quite a lot. I've got meat going to waste, but we just have so much of it that I don't think I care. That is a common problem to have. Yeah, it'll decay in 22 seconds and it takes longer than that to cook. So that's just going to decay. But there's not much you can do about that. We need, once again, more fibers, more wood. Here's the one that came down in the storm. I thought there was more. Okay, let's clear this underbrush. We also need more oxide, I noticed. So there's a bit here. We need to find an actual node of it, ideally. Don't see any around immediately. Be a little bit further, probably. Well, that'll keep us from suffocating a little bit longer. Okay, now, the beams, or the piles, I mean, they're still showing as green. They change colour when they are losing structural integrity. So they're still green at the moment. So that means they're still strong. And we can always just cross-brace them and stuff as we need to as well. That's fine. We're just going to have the roof line of the outside go straight down from that bit. That's fine. It's along here. We're wanting it to go up higher. And we actually needed more than the large amount that I created. There we go. Cool. Wait for a thunderstorm to burn it all down. Because yes, that's a thing that happens. You can kind of protect that against that a bit. So if we go, because we've got 3, 4 high. If from here, we can make another one. And then over here somewhere, we put it even higher. That's our lightning rod. In case we need it. Okay, now before it gets too much more drastic, we can close the door. Before it gets too much worse, we do want to go find ourselves an oxide node. Don't think there's any more on the island. There's all out. Oh, shall I? I'll leave you this time. We're going to need more fibre as well anyway, so I may as well just hoover up some of this stuff as I go along. Bop, 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 bop. I've noticed fewer things clipping inside other things, which is nice. I'm going to leave the deer, especially the ones like the babies. Oh, I hear a wolf. Not that I really want to clear out wolves as such, but it's more just for the XP. It's more just to be able to level up faster. What I actually need to do, if that's the case, is, yeah, just down here I can start... Oh, actually, there's usually polar bears there. Around this bit here, you just get into the Arctic, and there's usually a ton of wolves that just kind of swarm around. So it's really good for XP farming. If you can survive. Okay. It's going to be quite a while before we can build anything to fill up our oxygen tank, because that needs... We're kind of level gated in that regard. Level 10 is when you get the crafting bench to be able to make more advanced structures or materials. And we need to wait for that, basically. The first few levels are always the most painful. But you're usually learning the game at that point, so that's fine. Mine out this node as well. We'll have more than we need. But we run through it pretty quickly. Yeah, okay. That'll do for now, I guess. Mind you, while I'm here, and there's this one here as well, I may as well clear it out, so I don't need to come back as quickly. Or I know not to look up here again. So I used to think that this was a bit tedious, but I've been playing Valheim lately, and mining the copper ore in that, now that is tedious. This game is not anywhere close to that. Where's that wolf? There it is. So it won't take too many to go up the next level, and that gets me some more blueprints. Oops. Also need to decide what storage containers I want to research. I'm still like to just use the fireplace method for the time being. Until you get better storage solutions, basically just like that whole top level that I've been making on my base, I can just put fireplaces all around that top level and use them for storage. It's a bit cheap, but it's never going to be as nice as having proper storage anyway. Realistically, you want to just do that strategy. Just use fireplaces or whatever. I can even stash stuff back in my drop pod since I'm close to it, probably. I should actually put my oxygen canister back into the drop pod. Because realistically, it's going to be so long before I need it. It just gets it out of my inventory for the time being. Yeah, thought I heard a wolf over this way, but they've fixed the shadows flickering at least, because that was a problem last time. So let's put that back. Hello. Keep everything else for now. I might just take this deer out. I'm taking that deer out, I guess, but I'll get rid of that one. Because it at least didn't see me. We're almost next level. The amount you need does ramp up pretty significantly from the first few levels, so... Let's eat that. Our other buffs are still going strong. Our base looks funny at the moment. So we've got the oxite, that was the main thing we were after. Our little foraging expedition. And we've got still a bunch of wood and a bunch more fibers. So let's head back, continue the construction. Especially since we're getting XP, you know, small amounts, but still some each thing that we make. Oh, well, left that going. So that's just burning through sticks unnecessarily. Have that and it won't be unnecessary. There you go. Cool. So, roof parts. Not sure what to do at the top, or if there is anything I can really do at the top. There might not be much I can really do. Maybe those sorts of half pieces. I don't know if there's an angled half piece that I can make. There's one way to find out. Half wall lower. No. See, that's... Why do you not want to go horizontally anyway? Excuse me, sir? It doesn't want to go between... I mean, it would look like arse anyway, so that's fine. I mean, in the meantime, before I have railings, then that's pretty much my go-to. Wrong one. I mean, I'll need it anyway, but... I was really hoping for just a little triangle bit. But that's a start. That's the top story balcony. And this gives us a bit more protection directly under here, so this counts as being sheltered. Because otherwise the door will take some damage as well. Oh, I don't have enough. I need more wood now. Okay. Boop. Down we go. How much space we got for storage? Lots. Good. I have a bunch of charcoal too. There's even more in here. There's a full 500. Ooh, now we're too heavy. That's amusing. So we can put the charcoal stacks in here. Why not? 2 more and then I can turn that off again. Okay, wood. Wood. Nothing personal, I just don't want you to fall on my house. I forget if there's a way to plant trees yourself later to be able to replenish some of the bits that you chop down. Excuse me? Collision physics. Never not funny. Okay. Use up. Now we can make more roof. How many bits do we need? Lots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Surely. Surely. Level up. Nice. Let's chop this direction. Need more fiber. Okay. The next thing is to make a lot of walls. How's this gonna look? Ah, there we go. Got it. 2, 3. Nice. There. And then... how do we cover up the bit at the top then? How do we cover up that little bit? That's what I'm not sure about. Gonna need more than 9. We're gonna need more wood. That's for sure. So these bits are easy. This bit I probably don't even need to cover necessarily. Ah. Oops. Why are you not wanting to put... Oh. There. Cool. This is not the bit that does... Oh, that's right, because there is wall angled and wood half pieces. This will be the bit that lets me do the little carrot shape thing. Wood half pitches. So we need that and that. Okay, then we can do wood railing if we want, instead of having the half pieces. I think for outside we probably want that anyway, but for inside we probably want the railings still. Assuming we care. Kinda don't really care. I don't mind if I just have to fall down. It's kind of fine. Talents, pick upgrades, that's the one. And no solar points yet. That's fine. Tech tree. So you can get small wooden crates, but honestly it's not worth it. You just save up until you just stash it in fireplaces or whatever until you get the workbench. And then the workbench or any workstation has huge amounts of inventory space. It's really nice. Wood torch is nice. I can't remember which one I usually go for. Oh, fire pit. That's what I want, because then I can put that indoors and it looks nicer if I want to. Either way, it just looks nicer. I can't remember if it's got more inventory space as well. It might. I think it might. That's cool. So that was timely, because, okay, what we want to do is we go like that. We can put some windows in there. We haven't got them downstairs, but that's fine. There. There. Oh, we're out. That's right. And we're going to need a lot more wood. That's fine. Okay, we've got a good start going. It's looking pretty good. I'm liking this. We close the door. Things can't get us directly inside. We can kind of stealth up here and things can't see us. And this should be protected from the elements. And we should now be able to close this bit off here if we wanted to. But I kind of like the view the way that it is. So that's cool. We are going to take a break. It's going to be a longer one. So I'm not sure whether it's safe to just hang around. It probably is, to be honest. We've got plenty of oxygen. We'll eat some more of this. I think we're just good as we are. So I'm just going to mute up and I'll be back in a little bit.